Hi everybody and welcome back. So today we're going to be taking a look at the MATO RDTA. This is a collaboration between Vandy Vape and Nebelfee. He is actually a reviewer here on YouTube and he's in Germany. So it's sort of like a Germany type of RDTA, I guess. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down and we're going to talk about it. This is a 24 millimeter RDTA. It does have like an RDTA style, but it does have a lot of similarities to the Brunhild that I did not too long ago. That was also an RDTA, and that was from Vapefly and German 103. So this has got a lot of similarities to that. So we're going to go down, we're going to look at it up close, we're going to put a build in it, then we're going to come up, we're going to vape on it, talk on it, pros and cons, and how I feel about it. So let's go look at the MATO RDTA. So here we are with the MATO RDTA. So this is from Vandy Vape and Nebelfee. He is actually another reviewer here on YouTube, and he actually designed it and Vandy Vape made it. And it does come in color gunmetal. It actually comes in 5 colors. I do have the gunmetal. Comes with your serial number and things like that. Your scan to follow. Vandy Vape, and over here it's going to tell you if you want to learn more about more products and things like that. On here, it's going to actually show you on the back the product inclusions. So it's going to tell you everything that is included as well as your main features. And then you open it up and inside you're going to see the RDTA. So what I do like about this packaging is being that the window is only in one spot, I guess they thought of just leaving everything else plain. But you do get the RDTA automatically in the box, and then underneath, which is kind of hard to get, I'm not even going to lie. Underneath, you're going to get a few items. So you're going to get coil. You're actually going to get just a single coil. This is going to be a 3.5 inner diameter nichrome 80 coil. This is a triple fused clapped-in coil. So that's what that looks like. There you go. Then you're also going to get 5 rods. These are actually stainless steel rods that go into the RDTA, and I'll be showing you that. You're also going to get getting a bag of goodies. This has got your 510 drip tip adapter. It's got some O-rings, some extra grub screws. You're going to have a squonk pin, some extra e-liquid fill plugs, as well as 2 Allen wrenches. Then in addition to that, you're going to get your quality certificate pass, and then you're going to get a user manual. You're going to get one of these tools. This is actually a miniature version of the one that I always use, which is my coily tool. This was actually created based off of the coily tool, except for the coily tool has some other neat features to it. So I prefer to use mine because you can do measurements to find out what your coil leg length needs to be. So I always use my coily tool. But it is nice that they give this to people that don't have it. And they do clearly mark that this is going to be a 7 millimeter leg length. So that is cool. Then underneath a little bit further, you're actually going to get this card, and this is going to show you the 5 different colors. So you've got your gold, you've got your brushed gray, or what are they calling it? Frosty gray. You've got a gunmetal, you've got a black, and a stainless steel. So you've got all that. But of course, the star of the show is going to be the MATO RDTA. Now, this again is from Vandy Vape and Nebelfee. He's another reviewer here on YouTube. He is out of Germany. So yeah, I did try to watch his introduction video. The introduction video was all in German, so I couldn't understand it, and the subtitles were in German. So I'm gonna just wing it with basically what I've actually researched and what I've been using. Now, one thing I want to show you is you see this drip tip. Those are actual grooves in the design of the drip tip. You hear it? Those are actual, I've never seen a drip tip like this. It is an 810 compatible drip tip, or it takes an 810 compatible drip tip, but look at that drip tip. Is that not unique? I don't know. I love drip tips. Of course, you've got your O-ring in here, so you can use any 810 drip tip that you choose. On the top, it does have 2 airflow holes, one here and one here. They are honeycomb, if you can see into there. And then you can turn it down a little bit if you want to. You can go ahead and turn it like that to cut it down and to open it up. To go in even further, you can just go ahead and pull this top off. It doesn't have that conical type of design, in my opinion. It's more just like straight domed, or just a straight cap. It does have a locking feature there and a locking feature here, which of course would actually go on here and here. And this is just going to give you some play for your airflow. Now, let me just go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. Now, right here is going to be for your Allen screw. So you've got one there and you've got one there, or grub screw, whatever you want to call them. And here's going to be your e-liquid port. That's where you can fill your e-liquid. And what happens is that you don't have to take it out. It's not a plug to remove. It's very similar to some others that I reviewed. It has an opening, and when you push your bottle through, it actually opens. You don't have to remove it. So that is a good sign right there. And then of course your airflow is right here and right here with the honeycomb on the inside. So it is a single coil setup. You're going to put a leg here, and then your wicks are actually going to go in these. But it does have even more features, let me tell you. It is a 24 millimeter in diameter RDTA. It does have a gold plated 510 sticking out like this. It does include, as I mentioned, a squonk pin. So if you wanted to use this for squonking, you could. For me, it's not a squonking RDTA. I'm very particular on what I squonk with, and this one is just, in my opinion, I don't like it to squonk. Does it work? Yes. Will I use it? No. To open it further, you just unscrew the base like this. When you unscrew it, if you notice, it's actually unscrewing from right here. And this whole bottom chamber does come out just like this. Okay, so it comes out just like this. If you notice, you've got an O-ring there. You want to make sure you have that in place because it does sit in the cap. And then this is going to be where your e-liquid comes in, and these are going to be where your metal rods are. And that is actually, that's pretty much it. Now, it doesn't come with a spare glass. I feel like it should, being that it does have a glass. But this is removable, so you can just go ahead and take your glass out just like this. Now, mine is sort of like a yellow clear. I'm not sure why, but yeah, it looks like a little, barely little tinted, if you can tell. But anyway, so that sits right there in the cage like that. And then you're going to go ahead and put in your metal rods. These are the metal rods. They do come with 5 3 millimeter stainless steel. They call them wire. It's really rods. These are literally rods. So this is very similar to the Brunhild that I did review from Vapefly and German 103. Basically the same exact concept that they had. I actually have my Brunhild right here. I do still use it and I still love it. So there it is. This one was much taller, of course, but this one did come with the stainless steel rods, as you can see inside. Basically the same ones that we're going to be installing. Very similar to that. So that is the Brunhild, but they work exactly the same. So all you have to do is just go ahead and put in a rod here, put in a rod here. You're going to put your fingers underneath. I already have them blocked off underneath for myself. And then you just go ahead and put in the third one, and then you put in the fourth one. And again, I'm just holding it from the other side, and then I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to close it down and flip it over, and they'll fall right into the chamber. Just go ahead and tighten that up like that, and then see, now they're down. And I'm just going to put this one aside because I don't need that fifth one. But yeah, they only come with 5. I wish that it would have come with a minimum of 6, but this is what we have. So if you notice, the metal rods are down there. Now what the metal rods or the stainless steel rods are going to do, are they actually going to soak up the e-liquid. They soak it up, and then it comes up here and it's going to wet your wicks, which is of course going to wet your coil. So that is the purpose of these. It saves you room in the bottom so that you can actually keep your 5 ml capacity, which this, yes, does take 5 ml e-liquid capacity, and it's a lot better than when you put cotton down it. Whenever you put a cotton down, like in our standard RDTA, you're actually minimizing the amount of e-liquid that you can put into the bottom portion. So this way, it's actually being soaked up into those stainless steel rods. You don't even have to worry about it. Your cotton is going to lay on those rods. It's not going to be tucked into the wicking channels. It's literally just going to lay on those rods so it can soak up the e-liquid. But I'm going to show you all that. So let's go ahead and start building on this, and I'll show you the ins and outs. Very, very nice machining on the grub screws as well. They really loosen and tighten really, really easy, which I do appreciate. And for me, you know, I love honeycomb airflow. Again, it does have some divots here, and there's going to be a couple of reasons for that. One is going to be for coil placement, and the other is when the wicks are coming out, it's easier to cut your legs. So yeah, there's a few different things you can do here. So let's go ahead and put it on a mod, and we'll start building. Okay, so here we are. I'm just going to go ahead and just start unscrewing the grub screws so that you can see that opening right there. I'm going to do the other side. Now this does take 3.5 millimeter coils. I usually only have 3 millimeter coils, so I did go ahead and rewrap one and space it that we're going to use. And that is actually going to be one of my fuse Claptons from Coil Clout. These are my favorite coils. If you haven't known by now, coilclout.com. If you use code Wendy, you actually get a percentage off. So you might want to check that out. He also has the coily tool if you're looking for that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my coil, and this is the one that I went ahead and I made it a 3.5 millimeter inner diameter by just redoing it. And then I'm just going to measure it out to the 7 millimeters, which is the same as the coily option that they gave you. It says to cut them at 7 millimeter length. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cut one here and then cut one here, and then those are done. We'll start putting in the coil, one leg on one side, one leg on the other. All right, there we go. We have that in there really nice. I'm just going to put my finger on to hold it and go ahead and tighten this down. Got one right here. And I'm just going to turn it. And then one right here. Okay. Once they're nice and tight, you're just going to go ahead and straighten up your coil. Again, that is one of the reasons why this is here in place, so that you can actually use it to maneuver your coils and straighten them up and things like that. I'm just going to go ahead and do that right there. So it's in there. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure that these are tightened down and in place. Double check. Okay, and once again, just a little bit more maneuvering. Okay, and there we go. We've got my space coil in there. So what we're going to do is just turn this on so I can go ahead and start heating it up. Yes, this is a new coil. And being that this is a space coil, it should heat up pretty easily. But I do have my ceramic tweezers because you never want to do it with metal. So we'll go ahead and maneuver the coil with the ceramic tweezers. But it's already starting to heat up, you see? Nice and perfect every single time. So there we go. And I'm going to let that cool down. And then we're going to go ahead and wick this up. Beautiful blues as always. So now I'm just going to go ahead and grab my Kendo Vape Cotton Gold Edition. This is my go-to cotton for just about everything vape related. Okay, there we go. I've got a piece cut off. I'm just going to go ahead and get this ready for the coil. Just roll it up. And this is a 3.5 millimeter inner diameter, so it should be easy to, just go ahead and coil it or wig it. You know what I mean. And put that through. Grab the other side, pull it through. And put that through just like that. And I just make sure that it's tight, but it's not too tight. Having it snug is really important, because if you don't have it snug within the coil, sometimes you can get some spit back or some gurgling. So that's really important to me. I am going to go ahead and flip up the ends, and that's very, very important because they're going to be laying on the stainless steel rods. You do need them to be kind of wispy at the ends, and that way it soaks up the juice just a little bit faster, or the e-liquid rather, just a little bit faster. In order to help it wick up. So it's really, really important to go ahead and fluff out those ends. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to cut it right here to this O-ring, because that's all we need right there. Right? So I'm just going to bend it down, cut it to the O-ring, bend it down, cut it to the O-ring. There we go. And again, the stainless steel rods are going to be the ones that are going to be soaking up the e-liquid and bringing it up to the cotton. So you just want to lay this down in there. So you're just going to take it and just lay it down. You're not going to shove it. You're just going to lay it down, and that's going to nicely get wicked up with that e-liquid from those rods. And then just take this and lay it down as well. I hate when they come right back out. And that's it. That's pretty much it right there. So let's go ahead and start juicing this up. And of course, for today, one of my all-time favorite self-made e-liquids is going to be my dupe for Glad's blueberry cake. Oh my God, it smells so good. This is it, the one I make. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn this up a little bit, and then we'll start getting it wet. Look how beautiful that blue coil is. Coilclout.com, use code Wendy and you can get you some too. Really, really nice. Go ahead and put some on the coil, because we want the cotton to get saturated from within the coil. So we definitely want to go ahead and heat that up. That's very, very important, so that you don't have any dry hits, and there is no such thing as a ramp up time for cotton for me when you do it this way. I've never had an issue or any type of cotton taste, so this takes it away for sure. Put some right on the side right there. Right here, I'm like leaking it out. I don't even know how to aim. Look at that. but you really don't need much because it's juicing up really, really well. Let me just take that little bit of over drip off right there. And then all we need to do then is fill this baby up. So we're gonna find that little plug. And we're just gonna go ahead and put our bottle tip right through it, and that is gonna fill it up. You'll see it. 5 ml capacity again, which is a great capacity. Anything less than 5, I think, is wasteful. Just go ahead and fill that up and put the top on. So that's all filled, no mess, no fuss. Put this on, find the airflow, which is right there, and you're good to go. Now this is locked in place, but the airflow is loose. So yeah. So let's go ahead and go on top. We're gonna have a vape. We're gonna talk about it, pros and cons. So let's go look at the MATO RDTA by Vandy Vape and Nebelfee from Germany. So let's go take a look at it. Okay, so here we are back on top with the MATO RDTA. Before anything, I'm gonna go ahead and have a vape, and then we're gonna talk about it. Airflow and flavor, my 2 favorite things to have. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the similarities. This is extremely similar to the Brunhild that I did, this review that I did a few months ago, maybe. This is actually from Vapefly and German 103. This is from Vandy Vape and Nebelfee, which is also another German reviewer. So it's really crazy that both of them are from Germany. But yeah, so this one here actually had I had side and bottom airflow. This one just has side airflow. This one had, I think it was a little bit more e-liquid capacity than this one. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. A little bit more, but it had the same concept. If you notice, it's got the stainless steel rods in it the same way that this one does. So very, very similar in that case. But the biggest part that is different is the fact that it's a lot shorter than the Brunhild. A lot of people didn't like this because of the fact that it was so tall. They have actually shrunk it down. So now it's just one type of airflow. You don't need a lot of extra. So that I think is great. 5 ml capacity, I think is a really good capacity. Would I like more? Of course, Wendy always wants more capacity. But in this case, we only have 5 mils, but it does work for this. Being that it's actually being, the juice is actually being brought up by those steel rods, it doesn't suck the juice as fast. So I feel with like the regular standard RDTAs with the cotton on the bottom, it soaks up that juice a lot faster and you actually have to fill it a lot more. With this one, it's not the case. Of course, 5 mil is 5 mil. You're still going to have, that smaller e-liquid capacity, but it doesn't feel like a 5 mil e-liquid capacity because of the fact that it wicks so efficiently. Now, again, the metal rods or the stainless steel rods that are in here, or as they call them, wire, it's really rods. They soak up the e-liquid. They bring it up to the wicks. The wicks actually get nice and saturated, and then it's ready to fire. So I think that's great. Easy fill. I think that this one was just a little bit easier to fill as well. With that plug, you don't have to take out the plug.
Don't take out the plug. Don't take it out. Unless there's something wrong with the plug, don't take out the plug.
There's really no need. It's got like a duck bill in it. So once you push through your e-liquid bottle, it'll fill it. And then when you release it, it actually doesn't allow any e-liquid to come out. So it's keeping it from leaking, which is what a lot of past RDTAs did years ago. And I'm talking like maybe 4 years ago. Now they've actually enhanced it with that, so you don't have that problem. With the airflow, the honeycomb airflow is absolutely superb. I love, love, love it so much. It's so smooth, you can hear it. Quiet, smooth, but this single coil RDTA vapes like a dual coil RDTA. Like personally, if I wouldn't have seen the build deck and I was just vaping on this, I would tell you it's a dual coil RDTA. It vapes like that. It's not too hot, but it's not too cool either. But the way that the vapor production is and the way that the airflow is and the way that it gets around, it literally vapes like a dual coil RDTA. For me, this is like definitely my favorite for 2020 already. I'm going to tell you hands down, unless another one comes out that beats this. This is going to be my favorite for 2020. I'm loving the airflow and the flavor, and those two things to me are imperative. I like a lot of clouds, but I also like to have a lot of flavor, and this gives it to me. I know exactly what this e-liquid tastes like. I've made over 360 mils of this e-liquid, and it's amazing. So I know exactly every nuance of this e-liquid, and I don't have a dry hit. I don't have anything like that. So I definitely like that part about it. I think that it's superb in the way that it works. I really do. Easy fill, because of the fact that it's got, all you have to do is just take it off like this. You've got the plug right there. You just go ahead and put it in and plug it, and you're good. And it wicks just efficiently. It really does. It does give you some play if you want to go ahead and cut down the airflow. Personally, I don't cut it down. I like a lot of airflow, but if you do cut it down, this is going to lead me to the one con that I have. It's going to be, when you cut it down, it's actually shifting, but not too much, because the airflow hole's only open so much. It'll shift it away from the coil just a little bit. But honestly, it doesn't really make a difference. I just like a lot of airflow, so I don't close it down. Larger coils you can put in this thing. So I think that that is definitely tremendous. You can put in, I want to say up to like a 5mm inner diameter coil will work with this. It's got so much space in there. Even with the 3.5mm, it still had space if you saw. And it's amazing. Now on this, another good thing is you can use regular brown wire, you can use a fancy coil, you can use a Clapton coil, you can use a fused Clapton coil. Any type of coil that you put in here, as long as that inner diameter is big enough so that you have enough wicking, you're gonna be fine. Which I think is great, because that caters to everyone. The ones that have the fancier coils, the ones that make their own coils, are the ones that just have regular round wire to use. You can do it. I did space my coils because that sometimes is the way that I like it. And especially with a bigger type of deck, or it looks kind of longer, I like to space out my coils so it looks like it's taking up more room. And not only that, it heats up even faster. A space coil will always heat up just a little bit faster than a regular tighter wound coil will. So I really like that. And if you notice, it's like no time at all. Flavor's on point, baby. And my coil is currently coming out to a 0.39 resistance, and it vapes like if it's like a 0.15. It's really good. Absolutely amazing flavor. Absolutely great clouds. A10, this A10 drip tip, I definitely have to give him kudos. This A10 drip tip is some fancy shit, let me tell you. This is like the prettiest, the way that it's engraved, I don't know if it's engraved or what do you call it, but it's got those little grooves in it. It just makes it even nicer. It really does, and it looks great on here, so hey. But I really like it. I was gonna actually change out the drip tip until I was like looking at it. I was like, I really like this drip tip, so I kept it. Squonk pin, you can use this to squonk. I personally would not ever use this to squonk. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like it as an RDTA. I don't feel like you really need it to squonk, because it's an RDTA, it already has a tank section with it. So I personally don't feel like you need to, but you can do it, and it does work. I have tested it and it works just fine. There's no problem. I just don't like it as a squonking RDTA, in my personal opinion. 5ml capacity, it's not bad. Like I said, with the rods, it doesn't soak up the juice as fast as it does with just regular cotton down below. So that to me is definitely a pro. Other than that, the only other, and this is not a me con, this is probably something that you guys might say, you have to take the cap off to fill up your e-liquid. To me, it doesn't give me a problem at all. It's just like any other device that you unscrew the cap, same difference. You're just going to take the cap off, you push it in the plug, and you're done. So that to me isn't really a con, but I do want to mention it because I know a lot of you are going to be thinking about it. So I wanted to think about it for you. So yeah, so that is the MATO RDTA. I think that it's beautiful. I love the construction of it, which by the way, this is actually made of PSU material. I'm not sure what that is, but it's strong, it's durable. I don't find it getting hot either. Of course, I don't have a lower resistance. The lower in the resistance that you get, and the more that you're chain vaping, of course, it's going to warm up some, but I haven't had it get too hot on me personally, and I am a chain vapor. So yeah, so I think I got everything on there. It comes with a little coily tool, but if you don't have one, you want to get one, or you want this one, which this one has the 2 measuring sides. You can get this at Coil Clout along with the coils. Just use the code Wendy so that you can get a discount off of that. And a lot of times he has some specials. It does come in 5 colors. 5 colors are black, which I'm just going to put them right up here for you. That way you can see them. But I personally didn't know if I was going to like the gunmetal because I usually like those fancier colors like stainless steel or gold or something like that. But I do like this color. I think that it's a really pretty gunmetal. And then they also have a frosted gray, which doesn't look bad either. It's kind of different. It's not pink, but hey, it's it's good. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for my review. If you liked the review, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down on the bottom. I think it's this side for you guys. And don't forget to put on the bell notifications so that you're notified anytime that I do a new review or upload any type of content. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Vandy Vape did send this my way for the purpose of this review. It does not change my opinion about it at all. I'm always going to give you my honest opinion. And honestly, this shit is good. It really is. I mean, if you like something like this and you don't mind it, it's a little bit taller than most tanks. I really like it. The only thing I can say is if it was me, I would have probably made it like a 28 millimeter, made some big, but that's just me. That's just me. But anyway, thanks so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.